In this video, we will focus on understanding Schoology's feedback workflow, including grading groups, built-in feedback tools, and the iterative process as they exist in Schoology assignments and assessments. We will start our discussion of feedback tools within Schoology by discussing grading groups. Teachers can create grading groups to deliver differentiated course materials to students. Some students may require modified or accommodated lessons, assignments, and assessments. Grading groups is a way to meet these needs within Schoology. To create grading groups in Schoology, we're going to start in the Members tab on the left sidebar. So once we click Members, we see a list of all the students enrolled in our course, with the admin as the teacher. We're going to go over here to the side where it says Organize Members into grading groups, and when we hover over it, we're going to click Add a Grading Group. You can give your groups names that you would prefer in order for you to be able to identify who's in those groups. So I'm just going to call this Group A, and I'm going to select Eric and Mary to be part of that group, and I'm going to create the grading group. I now see Group A listed over here. I can click the Settings tab if I want to and edit it at any time or delete it at any time. I'm going to create a second grading group here, and this is going to be for Jennifer and Chris. We don't have to put all of our students into a grading group. I could just have Jennifer as part of Group B if I wanted to, if she needed a separate modification or an accommodation that I would be giving her typically for assignments and assessments throughout the semester or quarter. But I am, in this case, going to add Jennifer and Chris to this one. Go ahead and create the grading group, and now we see both of them listed here. Again, we can edit and delete any of these groups as we see fit when we want to. To assign discussions, assignments, or assessments to specific grading groups, we're going to follow this method here. So you're going to start by adding a material like you normally would. Doesn't matter if it's an assignment, test quiz, assessment. Any of these can be assigned to groups or to your entire student group. So we're going to just select Add Assignment. Just going to show you what would happen here. And go ahead and give it a title. And you give a description here. You would fill out all the details of your assignment. And now to assign this, let's say, for example, we're going to assign this to Group A. Now, I'm only typing this here to let you know that. You wouldn't want to put this in here. It's not necessary because it's only going to go to Group A in this case. So let's say that this assignment is going to go to Group A only. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to click Individually Assign. When I click Individually Assign, we see that there is a search bar that opens up. And it tells us that we can begin typing the name of a course member, or we can just type a grading group. I'm going to assign this to Group A. So I start typing group. I can select either Group A or Group B. This is going to go to Group A only. If I wanted to as well, I could type the name of an individual student as well after this. So I can assign it to groups and then individuals outside of that group as well if I wanted to. In this case, it's only going to go to Group A. I'm going to go ahead and click Create. Now, one of the ways that you may want to do to check this as a teacher is to use the View Course As option. Once your courses populate live in the fall, you'll be able to view a course as a student of one of those groups to make sure that it's done properly in case you're worried that it may have gone to somebody improperly. So Group A is who is assigned to right here. If I select Group A, see that to reaffirm. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go View Course As, and I'm going to view as Eric Brown, because Eric Brown is a part of Group A, and I want to make sure that he sees it. So if we go to View the Course as Eric Brown, enter the folder, and I see that this assignment is accessible to Eric Brown, who is part of Group A. I'm going to now go back to the course, and now I'm going to view the course as somebody who's not in Group A, just so we can see that it's not going to be there for somebody else. Jennifer, for example, is part of Group B. She shouldn't have this assignment in Schoology. Let's confirm that. So I'm going to view this course as Jennifer, open up the folder where the assignment is, and I see that Jennifer doesn't have anything in her folder. She's part of Group B, and the assignment was assigned to Group A, so she shouldn't see it. We're all good to go at this point. Again, you won't have to do this routinely, but if you want to get in the habit early on, just to make sure you're doing things properly, it could be a best practice. Let's briefly recap about grading groups in Schoology. Some considerations to ask yourself when using grading groups, or for the purpose of using grading groups. Do groups of students require accommodations or modifications to course material? Do I want to assign group work through group grading? And then lastly,
How can I leverage grading groups to provide targeted feedback that meets the needs of specific students?